Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we break down those stuffy corporate filings and find the real juicy details. Today we're slicing into a report from reAlpha's Tech Corp, and let me tell you, it's all about some key personnel changes that might just signal a shift in their game. So, the big news here revolves around their top brass, the Chief Executive Officer and Chief Financial Officer. It looks like reAlpha's Tech Corp has decided to give their top executives a little something extra in their paychecks. This isn't just a small bump, mind you, but a noticeable increase in their base salaries. Let's dive into the specifics. The company, reAlpha's Tech Corp, or reAlpha as well call it, is telling us about some updated employment agreements for its CEO, Michael J. Logozzo, and its CFO, Piyush Phadke. These aren't brand new agreements from scratch, but rather amended and restated ones. Think of it as taking an existing contract and giving it a significant update. First up for Mr. Logozzo, the CEO. His base salary has gone up from $250,000 a year to $300,000. That's a pretty solid raise, around 20%. Now, beyond the bump in pay, the filing mentions the non-compete and non-solicit clauses have been narrowed. What does that mean for you and me as investors or observers? It means Mr. Logozzo has a bit more flexibility if he ever decides to leave the company. Non-compete clauses are basically rules that stop former employees from going to a direct competitor or starting a rival business for a certain period. Narrowing them means those restrictions are less strict. Beyond the base salary, Mr. Logozzo will continue to get a discretionary annual cash bonus which can be up to 2/3 of his base salary. This bonus is tied to hitting certain performance targets which will be set by the company's compensation committee. So, while his salary is guaranteed, the bonus depends on how well the company does. He'll also get other standard benefits like health insurance and unlimited vacation. And yes, has still eligible to participate in the company's 2022 equity incentive plan, meaning he could get stock awards, which are also likely tied to company performance. The agreement allows either Mr. Logozzo or the company to end it with written notice, and it includes typical clauses about keeping company secrets and ownership of intellectual property. The non-compete and non-solicit here last for 2 years after his employment ends. Now, let's look at the CFO Piyush Phadke. His situation echoes Mr. Logozzo closely. His base salary has also increased from $250,000 to $275,000 per year. That's a 10% jump. Similar to the CEO, the non-compete and non-solicit provisions in his agreement have been narrowed. Just like the CEO, Mr. Phadke will also be eligible for an annual cash incentive bonus, again up to 2/3 of his base salary based on performance targets set by the compensation committee. He also gets the usual benefits like health insurance and unlimited vacation. He too can participate in the company's 2022 equity incentive plan for potential stock awards. His agreement also has standard confidentiality and intellectual property clauses. The key difference here is that the non-compete and non-solicit provisions for Mr. Phadke are for a period of 1 year following the termination of his employment, compared to the CEO's 2 years. So, what's the story here? On the surface, it looks like a straightforward update to executive compensation. But when you see these salary increases and narrowed restrictions happening at the same time for both the CEO and CFO, it often signals a few things. One possibility is that the company is trying to retain key talent by making them feel more valued and offering them more freedom. Another angle is that these changes might be in response to the company's performance or future plans. Sometimes these adjustments are made when a company is about to embark on a new strategic direction or has achieved significant milestones. This filing is dated the 25th of September 2025, but the report itself is signed on the 29th of September 2025. This 2 to 3 day gap is pretty standard for these filings. The fact that both the CEO and CFO received these amended agreements on the same day, the 25th of September, likely means these were negotiated and finalized together. Now, let's zoom out a bit. reAlpha's Tech Corp, from what I can gather, is involved in the real estate technology space. They are aiming to use technology to make real estate investing more accessible and efficient. In a rapidly evolving market like PropTech, retaining strong leadership is absolutely critical. A CEO and CFO who are well compensated and feel secure in their roles are more likely to focus on long-term growth and innovation. The narrowed non-compete clauses could also suggest a forward-looking strategy where the company is confident in its ability to innovate and stay ahead, rather than relying on restrictive tactics to keep employees. In my opinion, these changes, while appearing minor on paper, signal confidence from reAlpha's Tech Corp. S board of directors in their current leadership, increasing salaries and offering greater flexibility, especially for public companies listed on exchanges like the Nasdaq, is a way to attract and keep top-tier talent. The focus on performance-based bonuses and equity incentives is also a healthy sign, aligning executive interests with those of the shareholders. The main risk here, as with any executive compensation change, is the cost. Higher salaries and potential bonuses mean higher operating expenses. However, if these executives can leverage their renewed contracts to drive significant growth and achieve their performance targets, the investment in their leadership could prove very beneficial. The narrowed non-compete clauses are a calculated risk. It means these leaders have more freedom, but it also implies the company believes it can innovate any competitive threats they might pose. Overall, reAlpha Tech Corp seems to be making a strategic move to solidify its leadership team. This is a positive indicator for their stability and forward-looking approach they are betting on their current leaders to deliver. Alright, that is our breakdown of reAlpha Tech Corp. S latest filing, what is your take on these executive compensation adjustments and what they might mean for the company? S future, drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives into corporate filings. Don't forget to check out our Discord community, linked in the description, for more discussions and insights. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Corporate Decoder.